Ladies and gentlemen, that's right. We are live from the Fantasy Garage. Welcome in. It's Friday night. Hope everybody's having a good time out there and ready for a great weekend. And sports and March Madness are now upon us. We've got all kinds of action. I think this is one of the best times of the year, this next month and a half. Probably my favorite times of the year as we get into March. And then we got April around the corner, which means the Masters time as a golf professional. I love Masters. We got the tournament. We got baseball ramping up. It is a great we have the combine in NFL. We got free agency going in the NFL. We got all sorts of stuff, and we got a jam-packed show for you tonight. Trying to hang in there. I need help here, people. My 11-year-old daughter, 6th grade daughter, is at her first dance tonight. So I don't know how I feel about that. I'm trying to hang in there. The margarita is going to help me get through it. You see the spring training cup. I was at the Yankees-Braves game last Thursday. A lot of fun. Great to go to spring training. One of the other reasons to be down here in Florida in the wintertime. Great game. Got to see Spencer Jones hit a long home run. We will get to the AL East in a couple of weeks. But tonight, we got a lot going on. We got the World Baseball Classic starts tonight at 8 o'clock. We've got Seton Hall, St. John's. Yes, sir. Very late start. What is that, an 8 o'clock game? That's going to be a good one. Huge game for Seton Hall. I don't see them on any bubbles there, Mike Page. But you know what? That's a rivalry game. They both recruit in the same area. New Jersey against New York. Listen, Seton Hall's played a lot of people tough. They're 20-10. They're good. They're both good club, but they're going to probably have to win the Big East. We're going to get to all the college basketball momentarily, but we're going to start tonight with our AL West preview because the big ticket item here is the college basketball, as a lot of conference tournaments are underway. Actually had a fun one today. I got home from work at about 4:15, and I turned on a game, and the number 2 seed, I believe it was Winthrop, was getting beat. They were down 7 against the number 10 seed with 42 seconds to left. So you know what Dustino's going to do. Dustino's going to log on to his Hard Rock Bet app. He's going to bring it up and see what the heck it was. Well, guess what, folks? I got, was it Winthrop? I think it was Winthrop. Somebody will have to fact check me. I'll look it up at some point. They were Winthrop was plus 1,500 to win the game. They were down 7, 42 seconds to go. So I wish I put more. I put $5, and wouldn't you know it, Winthrop comes down. They hit a 3. They get a steal. They get a layup in the foul. They cut it to 1. They get another steal, and they hit a 3-pointer. Then, I forget who they're playing. Charleston Southern, maybe, something like that. Came down, didn't even get a shot off. So the last 42 seconds, Charleston Southern never got a shot off. Winthrop wins 82-81 or 84-81. That's right, because they got fouled, made 2 free throws. And I win plus 1,500. My goodness, if I had the guts to put a little more. But that's March Madness. And the thing is, right, you get and now 7 points is a little different, but you get a team down 10 with a minute to go. They're not going quietly. You might see that in the regular season. Some teams will go quietly, all right, we're not going to foul. We're going to, keep it chill, whatever. But this is their last game of the season and your seniors' last games of their career, because obviously all these small conferences, they got to win their tournament if they're going to go anywhere. So they're going to foul and they're going to create things and miss free throw. It's just chaos. And that's why it's called March Madness. So I got my own little taste of March Madness today with a big win. Shout out to Winthrop. Let us know what you're sipping. I saw the comment earlier from Mike Page there. Yes, UConn needs St. John's to lose. UConn's got to win tomorrow against Marquette. St. John's loses. We win the Big East crown. We do not have the tiebreaker, I don't believe, over St. John's, so they will win the regular season, but we want to win the tournament, and that's okay. If you finish with a tied record, I'm going to still consider us as winning the conference. This tie break stuff, whatever. They won 1 game, we won 1 game. That's the way I see it. Head-to-head is what I see way more. We got some people drinking Coors Golden Banquet beers tonight. Let's go. There we go. All right, man. Remember, we're getting older. Drink water, take an Advil before bed or something, okay? I got a nice margarita. I had a high noon earlier, a little margarita. It's beautiful out. We're back to normal. I got the garage doors open. It's got to be 75, 80. We are back in business. We had a very cold February, but we're back in business. So we got two guests going to join us. Jay Joseph's going to come in a little bit, probably in about 10, 15 minutes to join us for the college basketball as we get ready. But we're going to start. We did our NL previews. We did the NL East a couple weeks ago. Last week we did NL Central, NL West. Now we're going to get to the American League West, okay? So we're going to go American League West. We're going to bring into the program a guy who was a great baseball player. He won't say this, but he was a great baseball player in his own right. Heck of a first baseman. The rare right-handed fielding, left-handed batting first baseman. The Godfather jumps in and joins the program. Godfather, welcome in. Put down the Coors Banquet and come on in and join us as we get ready for some AL West talk. There he is. The Godfather's in the house. Oh, still turtleneck season there in Connecticut, huh?
It definitely is turtleneck season here in Connecticut. We're going to rock that turtle next week at the Garden, too.
That's right. You guys are going to the Big East tournament, which we're going to get to shortly. That's awesome, man. That's one of the things I regret so much. Well, not regret, but one of the downers of being down here in Florida is my business is just so busy. It's tough for me to get out and get up there. I'd love to join you guys, but I have, just 400, 500 golfers every day. It's just complete chaos, but nobody wants to hear about it. Nobody cares about that. How about you, Godfather? Your son is the same age as my daughter, or is he a little older?
He just turned 11 last week. So
any dances yet?
Younger.
Any dances?
We haven't had any dances yet. No, we haven't had any dances. He's been trying to score with this same girl for about 2 years now. It's just been tough.
It's a lot different when it's a boy, right? When I hear that Cameron has a crush on some girl, I could care less. It's great. Anything I hear about my daughter, I want to lose it. I got to go get my gun license.
Oh yeah, I don't blame you. No, I don't have to worry about that. I'm sure that Mike who's in the chat board, I'm sure he had to fight the guys off. He had two daughters. Never mind.
Oh God, one is plenty. But anyhow, it's 6:30 to 8. And it's chaperone fully. They're not allowed to have their phones, and they'll be drinking some punch and having some cookies. And it'll be like you see in a movie. Hopefully, all the boys will be posted up against one wall, and all the girls will be against the other wall. And let's hope everything's good. My wife is she's not chaperoning, but she's hanging out in that area because it's only an hour and a half. So she's just going to hang out and then they bring her home. But anyhow, let's get to the AL West. I know, Godfather, you're here mainly for the college basketball, but this is good practice for you. If for those of you out there, the Godfather and I are in the same fantasy baseball league. We've been in the same fantasy baseball league. I think I joined 2012, 2013, that neighborhood. So 12, 13 years, 14 years. You were in it before me. And it's basically an American League only league. It's mostly people up in Connecticut. And then obviously some people have now transplanted to different places. But this is good practice for you, even if you don't. Yeah, Mike Payne brings up Kramer gym times. I remember those dances. And you know what the crazy part was? If I remember, I feel like one of them was in the cafeteria where they just like took all the chairs. And I remember like all the boys are against one side and then like one kid gets the balls to like go across and like maybe go talk to a girl. And everybody's like, oh. Like this kid is
last
like
15 minutes. It'll be the last 15 minutes of the dance. Somebody will come over.
Hey, somebody's gonna make a move. I just hope there's no slow songs on. I gave her the test. I said, if a kid wants to dance with you, you're arm's length here. That's how you slow dance. Keep it at arm's length. Pretend it's COVID. But anyhow, let's get into the AL West. You can see some of the stats there, Godfather, on the bottom. I know you're just it was always in the cafeteria. I remember you remember the weirdest things, but I do remember that one. I remember like Derek Lanning was always this very, very confident kid. And I remember him and a couple other guys were like the only ones that had the balls to go like talk to the girls and like dance with the girl. It was wild. It was always, you're right, the last 15 minutes, like, oh, we better do something here. All right, so we're going to start. Let's start with the Oakland Athletics. Or actually, not the Oakland Athletics. They just call them the Athletics now. Sacramento, whatever, Vegas, whatever you want to call them. Let me get on my Hard Rock here. And the A's.
75.5.
75.5 is their win total. All right, so there you go. Why am I on alternate wins? I want to see the regular wins. Let me see something. I
think it's right. 75.
Do you have that? Okay. So last year the A's, if I'm not mistaken, sorry, I got a million windows. So they won 76 games. So not a lot has changed with the team. I'm trying to look at these additions and subtractions. I mean, They didn't do much. I mean, obviously they got rid of Mason Miller, but that was at the trade deadline prior. They got a pretty decent looking lineup. I mean, Nick Kurtz, guy I have in fantasy, 4th overall pick in 2024, absolute stud. If you don't know the name Nick Kurtz, absolute stud, hit 30 plus homers and came up, a month and a half into the season, just tore the cover off the ball. I mean, he does strike out quite a bit, but they actually bat him leadoff as a power hitter because he's very good. Had a 12% walk rate. Langolier, they got some young talent, Langolier, Soderstrom. It's just how much of this talent is going to still be on the team come the end of the season, and do they have enough pitching? No set closer. The bullpen's kind of a mess. Pitching wise, they go for the retreads, right? Luis Severino, Jeffrey Springs, Aaron Savali. I mean, they're going to be a team that's interesting because they have some young talent and they got some guys down on the farm. But like always, I mean, can they keep this talent? And how soon is it before they just start selling players off? Are they any better or worse than last year? I don't know. They seem to be about the same to me. Do you have any thoughts on these? I keep wanting to say Oakland Athletics, the Sacramento A's, or just the Athletics as they call them?
It's going to be. I looked at them. I think it's going to be as far as these cast-offs from other teams are going to bring them. I was looking at their salary just to think it was like a $50 or $60 million salary. It's actually not as bad as you'd think. They're spending $92 million. They're 26 out of the 30 teams in the MLB. Not as bad as I thought. It's far less than everybody in their division. Far less. But it might get them to 500. I mean, I don't think they're going to win the division or anything like that. But I could see this team going. I don't know if they can be 500, but I could see them going. It's tough. Oh boy, yeah.
Now,
I don't know if I would.
I mean, they've got 6 first-round picks in their lineup. I mean, Kurtz, Langolier, Soderstrom, Jacob Wilson, and Max Muncy, all first-round picks, and Brent Rooker. So they've got 6 guys. It's going to be it's going to be a matter of like who they hang on to, and they need to take a little page, I think, out of like the Braves book or even the Rays book to a point. And at some point, like if you really believe in this Kurtz kid, this is when you throw him the extension. This is when because they're making peanuts. I remember, I used to yell from the rooftops for them to do that with Judge, because Judge really, when he was winning an MVP, he was making like $3 million a year. He was not making a ton of money. So it's like, if you identify a guy, you got to roll the dice and lock a guy up. And then I wouldn't be surprised if they're kind of out of it to see Brent Rooker and Luis Severino and a couple of the older guys hit the road, but they've got a pretty good young core. And let's see, do they want to try to? I mean, when are they set to move to Vegas?
I don't know. I think that's at least a couple years away.
Right.
I don't think they've even broken ground on the field. I think there's been problems with that. I don't know if they've. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but I don't think they're going to move for a couple of years.
Right, and that was one of the best hitting ballparks in the MLB. So I could see it, especially with their pitching woes. I could see a lot of overs. I could see a lot of overs in Oakland games. Or I keep saying Oakland. My goodness, I got to take a shot.
Yeah, it's like San Diego Chargers. I always call them.
I just keep on saying it. My goodness, but they, because they're playing in that minor league stadium. They're playing in Sacramento, and that stadium just gave up a lot of hits. I mean, Luis Severino was I would not be surprised to see him traded, because I don't know if you remember last year. He had a rough season, and he really complained about pitching in that minor league park. He hated it, absolutely hated it. So
he's their number one. He's going to be pitching a lot there.
Yeah, and Jeffrey Springs is good. Luis Morales is another good young pitcher he's 23-year-old that I actually picked up off the waivers in our fantasy league and had a pretty good, September, October for me. But there's not a lot there. They do have, the hitting wise, they're pretty stocked, and they've got some guys down on the farm. They've got a shortstop that's 19-year-olds that's absolutely tearing the cover off the ball, but he's probably at least a year, maybe 2 years away. I don't think you're going to see him in 2026, but you might see him in 2027. Leo DeVries is his name. He's a top prospect, incredible player. So somebody to keep an eye on. As far as anything that I want to bet here, I can't do it, man. I can't do it. The pitching is just, pitching wins games. I mean, yes, I think they're going to have some scoring ability. They've got some exciting young players. I mean, the oldest guy on the lineup is Jeff McNeil, who they actually paid some decent money and brought in, but I just can't get behind him. So let's shift over to the Los Angeles Angels. Kind of always a disaster of a team. Last year they won 72 ball games. What's their over this year?
Higher than that. Angels are higher than that, I think. Angels are at. I'm using DraftKings, by the way. I don't
That's
know
fine.
I
That's
know
cool.
you use something different.
Yeah, they're all pretty close.
Angels. Oh no, it's less. It's 70.5.
Huh. Okay. I don't understand. I'm going to regular season wins. Now, I need to go on my phone. Oh, well. Oh, that's why, because I was on the alternate. There was like an alternate wins thing. What's their number?
70.5.
Yeah, that's pretty low. Now, last year when they went 72. Yeah, they went 72 and 90. Starting to get aging with Trout. I mean, Juan Moncada is scheduled to be their number 4 cleanup hitter. Josh Lowe, who's already injured. A lot of talent, but very injured. I love Zach Neto, their shortstop. Can Trout stay healthy? Is Joe Adele ever going to be able to make contact enough? Some young guys, but this number is probably pretty spot on. The pitching staff is not good. They don't have a closer. They list 4 guys as possible closers. Jordan Romano, Kirby Yates, Pomeranz, Stevenson. What a nightmare of a team.
Wow. I mean, you're talking about, and on top of it, they're going to spend $178 million. They're going to spend almost $100 million more than the A's, and they're predicted to win 6 or 7 fewer games.
Yeah, they just don't know how to spend wisely. They're one of those teams that just kind of like, they just spend almost like drunken sailors. They just make they overpay for everybody. I mean, they don't develop anybody. I mean, when's the last time they really developed a player? Probably Trout. They kind of try to make these big splashes with Pujols. What a disaster with the third baseman.
They're still trying to get on. Oh, Rendon was a terrible signing.
Terrible.
That was that guy just basically packed it in after he left Washington. He got his money, and that was that.
Listen to this, Dip. Now, about 20 to 22%, maybe 23% strikeout rate is about the average. I'm sure one of us could Google it while we're sitting here, like what the average strikeout rate for a hitter is. So that means out of 100 at bats, you strike out 23 times, 22 times, 20 times, right? The times have changed. Their strikeout rates, their starters, the projections, 24%. Nolan Shanwell's 13%. Trout's at 31% strikeout rate, 27%, 27, 27, 27, 28, and 31%. I mean, this is going to be a team that just strikes out a ton. This is going to be one of those teams that, like, if you're betting a pitcher and you want to take over strikeouts, holy crap. You're going to want to start your pitchers against this team.
They're going to get out of all of these contracts after this year. This is the last year of that Rendon debacle at $33 million a year. Next year, I think they only have 2 guys under contract, according to this. So this will be a lost year for them. My guess is they're going to go under. I
they're
don't really know too much about them, but
I would lean under too.
Brutal.
Hey, Cameron. Sorry, my son, it's just starting to rain outside all of a sudden. If it starts raining, come in, bud. Sorry. It's just starting to thunder, and we're getting those afternoon thunderstorms and stuff now. All right, we're going to zip through. Let's go. Who's the next projected team? Is it the Rangers?
Rangers are the Rangers are the next projected team. And 2 years ago, this team won the 2 years ago World Series.
Yeah, 2 years ago.
2 years ago World Series. Yeah, the Rangers are next, and they are at
78.5. Oh no, 83.5. I got 83.5.
83.5, and then one book has it at 84.5. So 83.5 is good. And people, it's about even. It's minus 110 right now. So that's about, they were getting 50-50 money on it.
Yeah, they're interesting. Didn't make a ton of splashes. They brought in Brandon Nimmo. They didn't really bring in too much else. They kind of are running it back with mainly the same guys. Wyatt Langford, a guy that, has been good, but kind of they're waiting for him to maybe break out. Corey Seager, can he stay healthy at shortstop? They have Jock Peterson, Jake Berger is injured a lot. A lot of injury-prone guys. Josh Jung injured a lot. A lot of injury-prone guys.
DeGrom
injury-prone. I got to tell you, I don't love this team. Like, I could see the A's being better than this team. I really could see the A's beating them.
It's all about that pitching stuff. If they can get a lot out of DeGrom and Eovaldi, I think that they can compete. I don't know much about their 3, 4, and 5 pitchers in all honesty, but
they have Jack Leiter, the number 2 overall pick a few years ago, but he hasn't really lived up to the billing. His secondary pitches haven't been great. And they have Mackenzie Gore, who they got from the Nationals in a trade. And now you can't go too much with spring training, but he's been getting lit up in spring training. But he's a solid pitcher. The bullpen doesn't look outstanding. So I see a lot of risk with this team. A lot of risk. I don't like this.
Seems like a lot of wins. Seems like a lot of wins. 83.5. I don't see where they're going to get them from. They're really putting a lot of those numbers are really heavily on DeGrom and Eovaldi getting a combined, 30 wins plus some wins that they get after they maybe out of the bullpen. We'll see, but
and think about it.
Older guys too.
They won 81 games, and that was with DeGrom being healthy and pitching very well the whole season. I mean, what are the odds of that? And now they got Eovaldi. They've got
those guys are 37 and 36 years old. They're getting older too. Not everybody's Verlander.
I like the under. I like the under actually a lot now that we're doing this. I like the under. I'm taking the under.
If you would have asked me 83.5, I would never have guessed 83.5 by looking at this roster.
Correct. Like my immediate thought is, oh yeah, they just got to go 84 and 78. But especially for a team that just won the World Series. Cam, come inside, buddy. There's lightning out there. I'm going under 83.5 for the Rangers. Book it.
I can see that.
Have to close the garage, Godfather. I got some pretty good lightning bolts starting to come and some good thunder rolling.
Yeah, we got so much lightning here too. Yeah.
All right. So that brings us to really, for the most part, for all intents and purposes, a 2-horse race here. And we've got the old guard, the Houston Astros. Let's see what we got for their number. They won 87 games last year. Had a lot of injuries.
Close to that.
What's that?
86.5 is. This is different on all 3 books, but 80. It'll probably go up to 86.5 minus 110.
Yep. Pretty good. Their pitching staff isn't great either. The more I'm starting to now do this little exercise here with you, the more that I really, really just think you go with the chalk and you go with Seattle. You got Altuve. Can Alvarez stay healthy? Jordan, when he's healthy, is maybe a top 5 hitter in baseball. And that might be low. He might be closer to number 1 or 2 than he is to number 5. I mean, the guy's unreal, but can he stay healthy with that knee? They don't really bring in a ton else. They get Carlos Correa back. They get Isaac Paredes to play third. Jeremy Pena is currently injured and getting second opinions. They've got some punch and Judy hitters at the bottom of the lineup. This team doesn't look great either. I mean, the more I'm doing this, I'm kind of like, I'm liking the Mariners more without, seeing their win total. And I'm liking the Athletics more.
Mm-hmm. Well, someone's got to win games. But the thing is, someone has to win games out there.
Right.
They're going to kind of beat each other up a little bit. I haven't really taken a look at Seattle's team too much, but someone has to win games. It seems like Houston's always there with 85 wins. I probably have to go a long way back to find them not win 85 games.
Yeah, they'll be in the neighborhood. And listen, that's why these sports books are in business. They pretty rarely are off by a million. They're not going to be off by a ton of games. You're not going to have too many of these where you take 86 over and they win 97. You know what I mean? Like it's going to be in the neighborhood, but I don't love what I see. I don't think there's anything special. They're going to, they're counting on this Tatsuya Ima to come in. And who knows with those guys. They're counting on Christian Javier being back healthy after coming Tommy John. Lance McCullers is still slated to be their number 4. I mean, what's the most innings that guy's thrown the last handful of years? I don't think he's thrown more than 20 innings in a season.
He's in a contract year, so I think he'll give you a good year. I do.
He's going to try, but can he stay healthy?
Yeah.
You've got Josh Hader with elbow problems, and they're saying he's not going to make opening day. So
He better.
I know you have him in fantasy as a closer, but he's got a bicep and an elbow soreness, which is never good early in this season. I don't know, man. I mean, their bullpen looks okay if Hader's there, but there's nothing about this team that stands out that goes, hey, this is what they can hang their hat on. I see a very average team. Very average team. So
I wouldn't bet against them, though. I wouldn't bet against them. They somehow
Yeah.
find a way to always win those 85 games. I would. You're going to bet under. I would probably leave this one.
Well, I'm not going to bet it. So far, it's just Rangers. But I agree with you. I think the A's could be a tick better. I think the Angels are probably going to be right on their number. And I think Astros and Rangers could be a tick worse. And then I think the class of that division is right here with these Seattle Mariners. I mean, after looking at this, and I haven't looked, I promise you, I'm thinking this got to be a 93-win team, maybe 94. Well, I don't know what their number is.
Well, that means you're going to bet the over. I can tell you that.
I mean, I don't like these other four teams. What is it?
89.5.
Oh, I love it. All right. I got two bets in that division. Rangers under, slight lean Astros under, but I'm not going to take. I'm hammering 89.5 over.
Yeah, but that's fair because you want having an over and under in the same division do make sense too. So I like both of those bets. Someone's going to have to win that division. I think it's only one of two teams. It's either going to be Houston or Seattle. But Seattle has had the better team last year. By a few games, and
I mean this pitching staff
one game away from the World Series.
Absolutely top notch. This pitching staff's incredible.
It's strong.
Right? Brian Wu, Logan Gilbert, George Kirby, Luis Castillo, Bryce Miller. The bullpen loaded. Munoz, Matt Brash, who I have every year, hoping Munoz gets hurt so I can pick up a free cheap closer. And a couple other, Jose Ferrer, they bring in a lefty from Washington. I mean, they didn't really make a ton of moves in the offseason at all, really, but they have got a heck of a team. Julio Rodriguez is an absolute stud. Obviously, Cal Raleigh with the year he had, Josh Naylor, Arozarena. Yes, if they have a weakness, it's maybe hitting, but I think these guys are just going to pitch the lights out. I mean, these guys are great pitchers they got.
Pretty amazing. Fourth highest payroll in the division.
Wow.
162. 15 million behind those awful Angels.
Yeah, that's player development, right? You draft well, and then you develop the players. You see some guys, they go to certain organizations, and you just know, forget it, you're cooked, right? Because that organization is not going to develop you. We just talked about how bad. When's the last time the Angels developed anybody? All these first-round picks for the Angels, right? And they can't develop squat. So your coaching and all that matters. Seattle's got a great home field. They've got a passionate fan base. I love this Seattle over. I like Seattle over big time.
And then they locked up that kid Rodriguez. They locked him up for quite a few years with that. What you were saying, I think it was like a 12-year deal or something crazy. So they're not going to pay him an outstanding amount, which means they can go out there and make a couple splashes and make some signings that maybe other teams won't be able to do because they're one of their best players is just being paid average.
Yep, I agree. You lock up your guys, and now we look at, I got it here, to win the divisions, which obviously, if I like Seattle, if I have them over 89.5, they're going to win the division. Let's see if I'm getting even better odds on that. So I get, that's,
I got it here too.
Yeah. What do you
Mariners, even money.
Even
you
money.
got to bet 100 to win 100.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I would definitely.
I like the Mariners a lot. I just don't see a path for these other teams. Houston would have to get some really top-notch pitching performances out of nowhere. I mean, like you said, they've got a good organization. They've got a good general manager. They'll find a way.
I think Houston. Well, they have the resources too. They go get somebody if they really need to. I think it's a two-horse race. I mean, the A's at plus 1,300 might be fun to put a really small number on, but I don't think they're going to be able to get to 85 in their wins. Never mind 90, which is going to be needed to win the division.
All right, so we're in agreement. Mariners to win the division. Mariners over. Anything else you like? Anything else you want to point out before we get to the college hoops?
No, I mean, I think you got it right. I think if you wanted to just have the tiniest bit of fun and chase a dog, maybe you put a really small wager on the A's. Maybe the Mariners and Astros pitching either falls apart or gets injured, and somehow the A's somehow are around late, maybe just for fun, but just because of it's only plus 1,300.
Right.
That's the only reason I'd say that.
I mean, after looking at the other teams, the Rangers, the Astros, and the Angels, I feel a little better about almost sprinkling a little on the A's over. But my official plays are Rangers under, Mariners over. And now let's get in. So that's just our preview. Next week, we'll do the AL Central. So we're just trying to get you ready and get you fired up for baseball season. Before we bring on another friend of the program, Jay Joseph's going to come on in a second. You got any thoughts on this World Baseball Classic? What are your thoughts? Are you into it? Is it? Well, you know what? Let's bring Jay Joseph in now. Let's find out his opinion. Double J, you ready to join the program?
Oh, I'm ready, pal. What's up, boys?
Good to see you,
man.
What's up, guys?
I know you wanted to come in for the basketball. Obviously, you're a Mets fan, so you're not as big on the AL as me and the Godfather are with our fantasy baseball. But how about the World Baseball Classic? Are you into it? Could you care less? You got any interest?
I'll tell you, Jacoby's into it. He's been talking about it for a week now. He can't wait for tonight. And I think if I was 15, 16 years old, I probably would have been all in as well. Right now, still scarred from the last one when Diaz went down before the season and the Mets didn't recover. So
I'll
throw it on here and there. But
please leave Aaron Judge alone. Do not get injured, Judge. Please.
Yeah.
I think that's what every MLB team's saying. Well, it'll be interesting. They're Puerto Rico's playing right now. I'm not sure the score. I had it on a little bit before we came on the air. They're playing Puerto Rico, I think, in Colombia or something. But USA plays tonight against Brazil. Lord only knows who's on Brazil. But I saw the U.S. was a -9.5 spread. And I think they have a mercy rule. I think there's some sort of mercy rule in the WBC because a lot of people were talking about it. And Jay, if you could throw your camera and just twist it sideways, it'll fit up on the screen a little better there. Thanks, man.
Sorry, I adjusted.
Very professional here.
I adjusted here.
There you go.
I think this World Baseball Classic is laughable. I think it's laughable. I mean, I went to see the Italian team, which somebody said has a chance to actually surprise some people and maybe win the World Baseball Classic. Almost everybody's born in the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
One of the assistant coaches is Jorge Posada. I had no clue. I had no clue that this guy has any Italian background. Half of these guys, there are more people born in Canada than there are in Italy. They have exactly one guy on the team born in Italy.
Yeah, I think they do these things to make it so they have some kind of competitive team. I mean, I was watching earlier. I think it was Nolan Arenado was playing for maybe whoever Puerto Rico is playing right now. Nolan Arenado's on the other team, and it said on the screen, played for the USA in 2023 and in 20 whatever it was. Like, what do we do? Like, what are we doing here? It's like if you're 1/16th Italian here, you can go play for the Italian team. 4 generations ago, your uncle had some Italian in him, and now you go play for the Italian team. So I do agree with you there. It'll be cool if it gets down to the end and it's like USA and Japan or something. It's really big, I think, for the island nations, the Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, Venezuela. Those teams really take a lot of pride in it. But I agree with you. Some of the stuff is just ridiculous, the teams that some of these guys are playing for.
And do these teams need 12 coaches? Like, the Italians have 12 coaches. 12 managers.
They're getting paid. They're getting paid,
Cervelli is your manager. They are getting.
Who is it? Rocco Baldelli?
Francisco Cervelli.
Oh, Cervelli. Hey, former Yankee. He's got an Italian name. He could probably make a good sauce.
Yeah. I remember Mike Piazza playing for Italy like 3 years after he retired. He was just dipping around out there playing for Team Italy. Like, what is going on here?
I know.
It's very laughable. That's why I think it's laughable. I just think you can't be taken seriously. I mean, if it was great last time. At the very last game last time, wasn't it Ohtani versus Trout or something like that.
Yes.
Wasn't it at the last game? Like, that was pretty cool. Don't get me wrong, but
Yes.
there are. I didn't even know there was 20 teams in this thing.
There's a lot of teams, and I think they don't have enough guys to fill these teams, and that's why they're like, hey, you have any Italian in you? Hey, are you Jewish a little bit or whatever?
No, there's a Jewish team. There's Israel's team. I just clicked on them.
It's wild. All right, I'm kind of in the same boat as you guys. I think it'll be, if they play somebody good, they play Japan and Otani's pitching or Yamamoto's pitching, it'll be cool. I'll probably get a little fired up, but it's kind of gimmicky. I think it's more for these other nations. All right, so let's get into the college basketball. Where do you guys want to start? Do you guys want to start talking about these different conferences, things like that? Do you want to just get into the games themselves for this weekend? Where do you guys want to start with this stuff?
Well, I would want to talk the conference tournament, but so if you want to talk the games first, go ahead and talk the games first.
No,
I'm obviously pretty fired up about these tournaments.
Absolutely. I don't know if you heard.
I was thinking like we could pick like who we think's going to win, maybe even a sleeper, because there's a couple teams I think could surprise in these tournaments.
All right. Do you want all right, so let me see. I got some conference futures, but they're really none of the big ones are out yet. I think they're waiting for tomorrow to end because they want to know the seeding. But let's start with the Big East, the one that, obviously we are all UConn fans. I think we're pretty realistic fans. Let's start with UConn themselves. Are we a legit national title contender? Are we just a Elite Eight, maybe a Final Four team if things break right? Could we win the championship? And I'm going to close up my garage because the Thunder's getting crazy.
You want to go first, Jay?
Yeah, I'll go. Sure. It pains me to say, I don't think they're legit title contenders. I think they're just a little short. They're a notch below. Could they make a Final Four? Absolutely. They get in the right seed. They get a 1 seed, and they wind up with like a Iowa State who's kind of slumping right now as a 2 seed. I could see that. I just think there's a couple flaws on this team that concern me. Free throw shooting, big time. Seems like anytime there's a clutch free throw, they miss. And it doesn't matter who it is, whether it's Silas Demary, whether it's Caravan, where they miss free throws out of nowhere. Terrace Reed gets the ball all the time. Guy can't make free throws to save his life, and that scares me. The lack of a second actual point guard concerns me. Caravan, and maybe we just watch him too much and we overanalyze all this. Caravan and Ball just seem to disappear for huge stretches of game. And it's like, man, I need you to make a bucket, and they're just nowhere to be found sometimes. And that concerns me a little bit. But I hope I'm wrong. I'd love to see him take down number 7. I just think they're a guy short this year, in my opinion.
I'm the ultimate homer. I'm like the anti-Jay Joseph right now. I go back to what they did earlier in the year. They played tremendous out-of-conference basketball. And the NCAA tournament's all about out-of-conference basketball. They beat some really good teams who are really good right now in Illinois and Florida. They've had a bad game this year, and it was the one I went to, and I sat in the front row against Creighton. That was not a good game, defensively awful. I don't even think it was a bad game. They really, really played at the Garden. I just think it's the toughest place in the Big East to play. That's what makes me nervous about the Big East tournament, because if we run into Big St. John's, it's a home game for them. It's not Storrs South anymore. One thing that makes me a little nervous about UConn is the way they take care of the basketball. If they turn the ball over like they have in 2/3 of their games this year, it could be tough sailing for them. But if they take care of the ball like they did at home against St. John's, they're as good as any team in the country.
Yeah, that game against St. John's, they could be anybody. They play like that. That is their peak right there. I mean, that was one impressive. That was one of the best performances across college basketball this year, let alone just UConn.
Yeah, Mike in the chat brings up a good point. How much better they play out of conference, which I couldn't agree more. These Big East teams are all very familiar with each other, and we're one of the rare conferences that still everybody plays each other twice. Right?
Yes.
Trust me, I go through the rundown and I'm looking at every single game from a betting perspective. And a lot of these Big 12s, and they only play each other once. They don't play twice. These Big East teams know each other. I think when we get a shot at these other teams that don't see Hurley's offense, are we the most talented? I don't think so. I think we're probably somewhere in the 7th to 10th most talented teams. So that team could certainly win a title. If you put us on a neutral floor against Duke, Michigan, we're toe-to-toe with Arizona without Terrace Reed. But you're right, Jake.
And no Mullins.
Yeah,
no
exactly.
Mullins that game
and
either.
No Mullins. They have some lapses. Demary, I think, has to step up, and they need to run the offense through Reed. And before that last St. John's game, I said the ball needs to go into Terrace Reed, and they have to play through him. And sure enough, first of all, the defense was out of this world. But Terrace Reed started playing like a beast, and everything flows if he gets going. Because they don't have a ton of amazing guys off the dribble that could just break people down one-on-one. They don't have that guy. They don't have that Kemba or that Napier.
But that's not how they play either. They run everything through the offense. So that's
exactly, and they need to run the ball. Yeah, they can play with anybody. Now, solo ball's got to hit. Caravan, they can't have one of those games where those guys both just go ice cold, which has been known to happen. But I think they can catch people off guards. They get the right matchups. If they get somebody that's got a really fast elite point guard, that scares the heck out of me. I'm not as scared about a big man. I think we have the bigs to go in and play defense. I get scared about a fantastic, point guard. I think they can do it. I think they can win it all. Like I said, I think they're probably the most, 6 through 9, 10 most talented teams. And let's hope that's why it's big to win the conference tournament. It'll be huge. Because if we, most likely getting a 2 seed, it's still 1 is not out of the question. But if we can get the top 2 seed, then we get to play the lower of the 4 seed, the fourth of the 4-1 seeds. You know what I mean? They kind of do 1, 2, 3, 4, and then rank. And what do you think? If we run the table, are we going to get the 1 seed?
I think you have to give them the 1 seed.
I think
if you don't give them the 1 seed, I know. Let's say Florida runs the table and wins the SEC. And UConn wins the Big East at the Garden, probably against St. John's. I don't know how you don't give it to UConn. If you don't give it to UConn, you're saying head-to-head doesn't matter, and in those early season games are just exhibitions. They're not. They play the games for real. UConn.
Nope, we lost the Godfather.
I'll pick up where he left off because I was watching something about this morning. UConn's got 3 less losses. If they both run the table, 3 less losses, more combined quad 1, quad 2 wins than Florida. Florida will have more quad 1, but when you combine them more, and then you get the head-to-head. I know it was early and things change and teams get better, but you can't not give UConn the 1 at that point. John's 100% right.
I agree. I think if we run the table, we get the number 1. And where's that regional? That regional is in we got the Godfather back. That regional is in Washington, D.C. Is that correct?
I don't think they'll be in the East.
I think
Duke will have the
probably
East.
be in the
Duke
East.
will
They're
get
talking
Washington.
about them going in the South to Houston.
I've seen South.
All right, so where are these regionals? I think I had it up at some point.
It's Houston. It's the Final Four's in Indy. Houston, D.C., probably somewhere in Arizona like usual.
I'll look.
So I'm wondering where we would get. I think we run the table. I agree. Florida is one of those teams that just look out right now.
The only reason you really want the 1 seed over the 2 is because the 2 plays the 3.
Yeah,
the 3 teams you could get Houston as a 3 seed in the South in Houston. So you don't want to play Houston. At least try to avoid them as long as possible.
Yeah, playing a 4 or 5.
Houston.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's Houston, San Jose, Chicago, and DC are the 4.
Okay, so we'll probably be. Arizona is going to want to. Yeah, we'll probably be Houston, right?
I would think.
I would think it's going to be Houston, unless you get something strange. One other thing I was going to say about UConn.
Michigan definitely is getting Chicago.
No doubt about that.
And Duke's definitely taking Washington, D.C.
10 days ago, I thought UConn might not be big enough to compete against Michigan and Arizona and Florida, these big, big teams. But so is St. John's. St. John's is a big team. And they out-rebounded them, and they outplayed them. So I think they can compete with those big teams. And, boy, they really are fired up about Michigan across the country. And I watched them last night without their backup point guard.
Yeah, they were not great last night.
They
They
were
peaked
good enough
early.
to win, obviously, but that was like UConn winning on the road at Georgetown. It wasn't like a great win. It's still a W, but it wasn't one of their blowout wins that they've had all year long.
Let me ask you this. What do you guys have for UConn to win it all up there? I've got on Hard Rock plus 1,100. I'm wondering if you guys have a worse number since you're in such close proximity, or if that matters. What do you guys have for a number
we
to win
can't
it
bet
all?
on them up here.
I'll tell you next week when I go to New
No.
York. I'll tell you when we go to New York what it is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it
Okay.
double.
It's blocked in state.
I didn't realize that. So, I mean, I've got to win it all plus 1,100 UConn. I don't think that's a terrible play to make the Final Four. We're plus 300. We're getting a lot of disrespect. Now, if we're the number 4 1 seed, which is possible, we're probably going to have the Gators with us. And that's a little scary because the Gators are just, I mean, they are just romping people. I've just been riding them. I think I bet them like 6 straight times. And they can't, it's one of those teams that can't seem to make the number high enough. I agree with you, Godfather, on Michigan. You know, I've seen a couple games where they look like they're the best team in the country by far. And I've seen a little bit of, there's a little chink in the armor. They're not looking as sharp as they were a month ago. Duke, I think Duke's beatable too. I think they're very good, but they're beatable. Arizona's been good. Obviously, we played them already. I mean, do you guys have a long shot that you think can win the title? I mean, I think this is a wide open. I'm very excited about the tournament this year. Some years I'm more into it than others. Obviously, with the show now, I'm very into it. I mean, I could see Illinois going on a run. I don't believe in Iowa State whatsoever. I don't believe in Purdue.
No.
I mean, I think Michigan State could make a run. And then my little dark horse, I think that's live to get to the Final Four and stuff like that, is Alabama, because they just score the basketball so good. And they're one of those teams, I think, when they get out of their conference, they're going to surprise people. Do we think St. John's has enough?
They don't have the 3-point shooting.
Yeah, they're not the shooters.
They're not. They don't have the shooters to win 6 games in a row. I don't think. Maybe I mean, last year they had a better team. I actually think Ejiofor's awesome. Last year they had a better team, and they couldn't get out of Providence. When they lost to Arkansas. I was looking down at this. It's going to be tough to go outside of that top 7 or 8 teams and pick someone out of them to win the national championship.
Yeah.
Well, somebody will probably sneak into the Final Four. Maybe. Who knows? Maybe Vanderbilt sneaks into the Final Four as like a 5 seed or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, you were talking about the Gators earlier and like how they've been destroying people and how this isn't last year's SEC either.
Right.
Last year's SEC was completely stacked. Alabama was better. Auburn was better. Kentucky was better. Tennessee was better. Now they didn't fall off the map, these teams, but this is not last year's SEC. I just kind of pulled up their wins. They haven't beaten any top 10 teams. They lost. Florida hasn't beaten a top 10 team.
No,
I don't even know if they beat a top 15 team. Yeah, they beat Vanderbilt when Vanderbilt was 10.
Yeah,
if you believe in, if I know
if
you don't.
if you believe in Vandy.
Yeah, I'm not a huge Vanderbilt team. I'm not a huge Vanderbilt. I mean, they're okay. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think they're a title contender or anything. I don't think they're that special.
They don't have any really, really bad losses like UConn does. But, I mean, they have 3 losses against 3 possible number 1s.
And listen, I think every team's allowed to lay an egg.
Especially in conference, middle of the season, you're worn out. You beat up Caribbean. Something was definitely wrong with Caribbean that night. They got blown up. They got beat by Creighton. John was there. I was there. And you could just tell he was not himself. 2 points and just out of it. So bad losses like that, they happen.
Yeah, and Texas Tech was my team all year.
Yeah.
That was kind of my sleeper team that I thought could make a run. And but I just don't know. I don't know without Toppin. I know they played great.
Weird loss they had the other day. Very weird.
Yeah, they lost to TCU, who's pretty good. But here's the other thing that I saw. Let me see. I've got it up in one of these dang things. Oh, yeah, I've got about 10 windows open. But it was something about the teams with multiple. These are the projected things. The Big East is only projected to have 3. The SEC is projected to have 11. Big 12, 8. ACC, 8. Big 10, 9. I mean, I get it. What do you think? Here's the other one I want to hear. And they're about to play actually at 8 o'clock. Miami of Ohio. I've seen a bunch. I've watched a couple of their games. I think they're fantastic. They're very good. I think they're legit. Obviously, they're not going to go 30-0 if they're in a power conference. But they're not some phony baloney team. I've heard some things. If they don't win their conference tournament, they're not in the tournament. And that is asinine.
That's not. Yeah, Bruce Pearl should have to turn in his announcer card for that one. Of course they're gonna make the tournament if they don't win their. They would be 32-1 or something crazy.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And they're only a 5.5-point favorite tonight, by the way. And that's games at 9 o'clock.
I mean, they're not going to get a top 4 seed or anything crazy like that. But you got to put them in there. They'll be like or something. One of those really, really bad at-large teams from a major conference, or one of those really, really good at-large teams from a smaller conference. You know, where the St. Mary's usually pops in.
I'll tell you, I've watched a few of their games. They're a good team. If you get a chance to watch a little bit tonight, you know, they're very good. You watch them play ball. I mean, they pass the ball around. They're well coached. Really, really good team. Jay, we were just talking about Miami of Ohio, how people are talking about they could lose a game and then not win their conference tournament and not get in. That's absurd.
It's crazy.
Crazy. Absurd. I mean, come on, guys. I mean, we're going to give the, 11th best team in the SEC in the tournament over a team like that. I mean, that's ridiculous. I know Pards gets in the show quite a bit, and we've got UCF, who we talked about last week. I said you need to go 2-1 the last 3 games to lock in a berth, and now they're one of the last teams out on the bubble, and they got a huge game tonight at West Virginia, and they've lost 2 in a row. Huge game for UCF tonight. And so before we get to the whole weekend games, tonight's games, I got 3 plays for you for tonight. I like UCF getting 3.5 against West Virginia. I mean, they are in full-on desperation mode. They need this game so bad, it's not even funny. They're, 23-8 or maybe 9 now? 20-9, but 2 bad losses. Bad losses at home to Baylor by 1 and to Oklahoma State in overtime. They've got to win this game at West Virginia. And I like the over 139.5 in that game, big time. And then I got one other game I like tonight, and that's Radford. I know, random school. Nobody knows who Radford is. I can't even tell you the conference if we're being honest. But I like Radford at 8 o'clock. They're -1.5. I think they're a much better team than the team they're playing. But we're already seeing upsets galore. I mean, I've seen Belmont in the Missouri Valley is the 1 seed. They got beat by the 9 by 19 points today. I've seen a bunch of 2 seeds go down in these leagues. I told you guys earlier about Winthrop. I don't know if you guys heard my intro. I had Winthrop. They were down 7 with 42 seconds left, and I took them plus 1,500. 5 paid me like $75, and they came back. They went nuts. It's absolutely wild. I mean, this is one of these next 2, 3 weeks, 4 weeks are just amazing. My favorite sports weeks of the year. I think from now until the Masters and the NCAA tournament ends, this is, I don't know about you guys, this is my absolute favorite time of year.
Oh yeah, it's a great run between the basketball, the football free agency, the draft, baseball start. Yeah, it means spring is coming. Which up here, I mean, you said it's 80 degrees down there. I'll settle for 48.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't blame you. Yeah, I mean, the only other thing that rivals it is around late September, October, when football's going, and then you've got the baseball playoffs, because baseball playoffs are great. The regular season's kind of a drag. It's a long regular season, but the playoff baseball there's nothing like playoff baseball. So those are my 2 favorite times a year, this next month or so, and then in late September, October. All right, now Big East tournament as we're talking. Villanova, they have projected to get in as only the 3rd team. Can anybody and I think Villanova's got to be careful against Xavier tomorrow. And they got to be careful to not lose against Xavier and not get bounced in the first round of the Big East Conference, or we might only have 2 teams. Can you see anybody making a run and winning the tournament that's not UConn or St. John's?
I can see one team making a run. A week ago, I might have said Providence, but now that they fired their coach, essentially, I don't think it's going to be Providence. I think Seton Hall can do it. They have been pretty solid all year. They played a great game at Gampel this past weekend. They just fell short. and I don't think they're intimidated by St. John's. They're going to be the 4 seed, which means they're going to get matched up against the 1 in the semis. Right now, that looks like it's going to be St. John's because you kind of lose the tiebreaker. So I think Seton Hall's the long shots, the sleeper to win not really the biggest sleeper, but my sleeper to win the Big East tournament.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think they're the only other team that has a chance. The only thing that the biggest concern is they're just not great shooters. They're not a big 3-point shooting team, so that could hurt them. But they're tough. They play unbelievable defense. Seen them quite a bit, and they're scrappy. Shaheen Holloway. That's how he played.
Yeah,
and that's how he coaches. So
yeah, what scares me, they're 327th in the country in scoring. They only score about 65 a game.
Yeah,
they cannot score, so they've got to win a defensive battle. That scares me. I think in a weird way, Godfather, though, you bring something up. Providence is they've been underperforming all year, right? But there's talent on that team. Maybe a little rally the troops type of thing. Hey, our coach is getting fired. I could see them being a little sneaky and getting to the final somehow. I hope it's not against UConn, but I could see St. John's getting knocked off by somebody like them. Georgetown's a little intriguing. I don't think Creighton or Marquette have anything. Xavier, can't see it.
If Georgetown were to do anything, I would be floored. I think they lost 7 games in a row.
Yeah, they played a lot of close games. Maybe that's why old school like in the one. They just played St. John's and lost by 3. They've got a lot of close losses. I know you got to win ball games. They lost to UConn by 4. They lost by UConn by 2. They lost to Villanova by just 7. They lost to Seton Hall by 4. St. John's, they battled both times. I'm just saying, if we're looking at a long shot to make a run, but more than likely, everybody wants the showdown. Everybody wants round 3 of St. John's UConn, just like Frazier and Ali. They want to see that at the Garden. It'll be absolutely electric on that Saturday night. Are you going to all the games, Godfather, or are you just going a couple days?
Mike Page got tickets for all the games. So we actually have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Holy mackerel.
We're going to dump the Wednesday tickets because there's no reason to go to it. UConn's not going to be in the game. And then Thursday, we'll go to half the games, whatever bracket the UConn's in, watch 2 games and sell the other half. Friday is an awesome day. If you ever get a chance to go and you can only pick one day, Friday's really good because you got 4 teams, 2 games at night. You can go to the bar all day if you want to pregame. We're going to Legends, New York City. Hopefully, you can get to the semis at the very least there. And it's just a different atmosphere. And then when you walk into Madison Square Garden, it's not like walking into any other building in the country.
No,
it's tremendously electric.
Yeah,
you're arguing with other people. I got in an argument/fight with this dope from St. John's last year. He's talking about banners. I'm like, you're talking about banners? Banners? You hang a Lou Carnesecca 529 banner. We hang 12 women's national championship and 6 national championships for the men. And you're talking about Lou Carnesecca.
Hey, Mike Page, who's Hodgson? Who's Hodgson on? Is he on Seton Hall? He put a thing. Hodgson's out for the season. Do you guys know who's that? I don't know who Hodgson is. Write it in the chat.
Hodge is on Villanova, which is another reason I wouldn't mind being the 2 seed.
I'll tell you what, whoever Villanova plays first round in that Big East tournament, I'm betting the other team because they're going to be favored, and I'm going to bet them. And
3-6.
You know what? And Villanova is not a ranked team, so that we're not going to, Drizzy Grin, who's going to put up the games for us, he doesn't have the we're going to go over the ranked games. I want to see who they play. They play Xavier. Xavier's getting 11.5 tomorrow against Villanova. I want all parts of Xavier. I want everything to do Xavier. Xavier has been playing a little better ball.
Mm-hmm.
They took St. John's on the road to overtime. Now, they got blown out against UConn. But in their since all of February, they have not lost one game by more than 10. They've been in every game. They've lost close. They've either lost or won the game. And now they're getting at Villanova, noon game. Villanova's reeling. Villanova is ice cold right now, and they're getting 11. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you right now, I'm writing that down as a play. We're taking Xavier plus 11.5. I love that game for tomorrow. You guys
Where's the game?
It's in Villanova.
Well, that's one of the things I was looking at. How are these teams doing on the road? So that's a lot of the reason I picked the conference winners is how they're doing on the road. Xavier is awful. They're 1-9 on the road this year.
I know.
But maybe they go into Villanova and win. Who knows?
Villanova just beat Butler by 9 at home, lost to UConn at home, beat Marquette, who's terrible, by 3. I'm taking Xavier in the points. I think Villanova's just a spiraling team. I think
the wheels fell off. The wheels definitely fell off there.
Absolutely.
For sure.
All right. So there's your Big East breakdown, your tournament breakdown, thoughts on the teams. We kind of gave you a little bit of like who we thought could be, maybe an upset winner, maybe a team that gets to the Final Four, dark horse. I kind of like Alabama. If I was taking some sort of dark horse to make a run, that could go. I still don't mind Texas Tech. Don't get me wrong. I don't dislike Texas Tech. I just think it's going to be at some point it's going to catch up with them losing their best player. You know what I mean? So that one's going to be a tough one to make the Final Four. I don't know. I could see a bunch of different teams getting hot. It's going to be interesting. I wonder what I want to look at. And for some reason, now I got tournament winner, but they took to make the Final Four off the board. I was going to look at Miami of Ohio to make the Final Four. It's like a goof. I'm telling you, they're really good.
I know this is fresh in my mind because I watched them last night, but some of these teams have real stars, and one of the stars is on Iowa, that kid Sturts. If that kid gets hot, Iowa could ride him. He is that good to watch. He was so cool to watch, and he wasn't even making shots yesterday. If he gets hot, he can carry a team. I think maybe certainly to the Sweet 16, they could easily have a couple upsets.
Yeah, what's funny? I haven't seen Iowa. I've seen it so much college basketball this year. I really haven't watched much of Iowa. I really haven't. I mean, they are projected to be in the tournament. They're projected, obviously, and the Big Ten's pretty darn good. Yeah, I don't believe in Purdue or Nebraska at all. No. I think Wisconsin's kind of phony. I could see UCLA because I like the coach. I like Mick Cronin. I used to like rooting against him, but I always liked Mick Cronin as a coach. I think he's a good coach.
They're awful on the road.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they're awful. I had them the other night at home because they were only -1 at home against somebody, and they won by like 12. They were kind of a lock. All right, so let's go, gentlemen. We are going to go, unless you guys got any other sleepers or any other college notes, we are going to go, and Drizzy Drin is going to put up on the screen all the top 25 games for either tonight or tomorrow, and we'll kind of rapid fire zip through them. We'll see if we got any games. As we start getting to that, the last 2 weeks on the show, I've been absolutely on fire. We went 8-5 last week. 8-5 last week. Week before, we were 8-3. So we're now bringing our record for the season to 31-28. Remember, I just started keeping tabs on the actual record just 3 weeks ago. So before that, we were doing well, but I can't claim it because we weren't documenting it. So let's start. Drizzy Dre, what's the first game that we got for top 25 this weekend? Let's see what we got.
Tonight. You got two games tonight.
Tonight we got so we'll leave that on the screen, but tonight we got a couple real quick. We've got Miami of Ohio, right? And I just saw that line drop to 4.5. I kind of like Miami.
Oh boy.
They score the basketball. I mean, they score almost 90 a game. People are thinking Ohio U. I think this whole senior night thing is overrated. And if you remember last weekend on the show, you remember, Godfather, you watched. I had Seton Hall first half against UConn plus 7.5, and that was one of our winners. I think that whole thing is overrated. I think you almost get too emotional with that crap. So I like Miami of Ohio minus 4.5. I am going to make them an official play, and that's tonight. So I already gave you Radford. I give you Miami of Ohio now. I gave you the over in the UCF game, and I gave you UCF. So that's where we're at. You guys got any thoughts on Miami of Ohio versus Ohio?
I yield to you.
Okay, no problem.
I agree.
That's fine. Hey, I'm the sequel that watches all these.
If Miami, Ohio, they average 90 a game. So your line's even tighter.
The over is 159.
159.5.
I'm sorry, 159.5.
That's what I got. What do you got?
Same.
That's what I have.
Same.
Yeah, I
didn't
mean,
see
I
the
think
team
it's
at the
going to be
bottom,
in
too.
that. I think if a gun to my head, I'm taking the over. But I think they're going to beat these guys. They're making a lot. I was watching some guy this morning, some guy that I watch who's pretty good about giving you knowledge, and he's actually from Cincinnati, and he says this is a very underrated rivalry. Like those two teams really don't like each other. But I've seen Miami of Ohio a bunch, and I'm telling you, I think they're pretty legit. I don't, if they get like a 7 seed or like a 6 seed, and they're playing somebody and they're like a pick'em, and it's like some middle of the pack Big 12 team or middle of the pack ACC team, I'm loaded up. I think they're for real. I think they're really good. Next game we got before we get to Saturday, we got St. John's tonight against Seton Hall. Seton Hall's getting 5.5. The over-under is 137.5. Bear in mind, Seton Hall struggles to score. My first gut is under. What do you guys think? What do you guys think of this Seton Hall St. John's game tonight? St. John's coming off of a tough game against Georgetown where they had to eke it out at the end and win by 3, where they really were in a lot of trouble in that game.
I think this is like a mini Super Bowl for Seton Hall. It's a Friday night nationally televised game at 9 p.m. in Jersey. I guarantee you that arena is going to be absolutely electric.
Were they playing at the Rock? They playing at the Rock?
I believe so.
They play at the Prudential Center, yeah.
Yeah, the Rock is in the building.
I mean, I don't even know if they have any seniors on the team that have played with the program for more than a year, because they lost everybody last year to this year. They may not even be having a senior night. They may just hand everybody a rose and say, there you go.
There's got to be somebody.
I'm telling you, the SEC only had one guy go through this whole career
crazy
as a senior, which is insane. I don't think my guess is Seton Hall doesn't have anybody, but I think it could be like a little Super Bowl for them. If they could knock off St. John's and maybe work their way to the final of the Big East tournament, maybe they can get a 12 seed, 11 seed in the tournament. I wouldn't give up on them. I do like your under pick though, Dustin. I'm rooting for Seton Hall, but I do like your under pick because I think both teams play great.
You know what? You just talked me into Seton Hall plus 5.5.
I'm just rooting for them. That's the I'm rooting hard for them, but I do like the under. I think your under is a really good play.
Agreed. The under is there. Seton Hall not being able to score. You don't know which St. John's team is going to show up. Seton Hall's going to be rocking, but it's going to be half Johnny's. So tough. Not a huge home court.
It's going to be exciting. I mean, I'm clicking on some of their players. They got a couple of seniors. I don't know if it's anybody who actually does anything on this. What's the name of that point guard? The point guard's really good. What's his name? Is that not Williams? Seton Hall's point guard.
Clark is good. Clark is pretty good player.
That's him. Clark. That kid's good. That kid is really good. I think he needs to be more aggressive because every time I've seen him be aggressive, he looks great. All right. So we like Seton Hall. We like the under. I like Miami of Ohio. Let's get into Saturday's action. Houston, a team that I've been really like. I think they're a very live 2 seed to make the Final Four. I'd love to see them not in the bracket with UConn. I would love to get Iowa State as a 2. I would not like to see Houston because I think they're the same as always defensively, but they can actually score. They've had a lot of tough luck losses. They're ranked 6th in the KenPom ratings. They're currently ranked to be a number 2 seed. What do you make of this ball game here? They are playing at Oklahoma State. 13.5 on the road, though, for me is a red flag. There's no shot. If anything, I'd take Oklahoma State. You guys got any thoughts on this game?
I don't want to see Houston. I'll tell you that.
Exactly.
I'm with you on that one.
I would say I would probably bet the opposite of you actually on this one, Dustin. They blow out bad teams. They blow them out. And they're riding off I think they had 3 losses in a row, if I'm not mistaken. I think I would swallow the points. I think I would take them.
Only thing that scares me, Oklahoma State's pretty good at home, but it's not a bad bet. I have taken Houston a couple times as a big chalk. I don't usually take big chalk. I actually took Colorado last week. Remember, I told you 19.5. I didn't care, and they won by 40 on the road.
So
a little different story. I'm not no official play from this.
It's a
game.
weird 11 a.m. start too. That is strange.
That is very bizarre.
And it's 12.5 up here, so a little
12
less.
and a half.
There you go, Godfather.
DraftKings has that
bonus point
13
for
and
you,
a half.
buddy. Yeah, on
Get an extra
FanDuel,
half
it's
point or point
12
to
and a
yourself.
half. Yeah.
All right, next ball game, Drizzy. Virginia Tech at Virginia. Virginia coming off a terrible loss to Duke. I lost on that one. That was one of my losses on Saturday. I thought Virginia could hang with them. They got blown out by 26. They come back. They beat Wake Forest by 5. I had Wake Forest, so that was nice. Now they play a rival, Virginia Tech. Virginia comes in at 26-4. Kind of a surprising, very quiet 26-4. And not your normal Virginia team. They score 81 points a game. This is not your Tony Bennett. Virginia. Virginia Tech comes in at 19-11. Virginia Tech is 10th in the ACC. They like to score the ball too. They score 78 a game. I mean, me seeing a team that scores 80 something and 78, and I got a 143.5 total. That intrigues me. Virginia Tech comes into this game beating Boston College, losing on the road to Carolina by 7. They've been playing pretty good ball, Virginia Tech. Their last 4 games, they are 2-2. They took Miami on the road, who I think Miami's very good. They lost by 1, and they lost by 7 at North Carolina. Have you guys seen either of these teams, or do you got any thoughts on this game?
Over looks pretty enticing.
That over, right?
Yeah, the over.
I mean, both teams score the basketball quite a bit, and I think you're getting a little bit of equity here because you're getting that thought of people still have the mindset that Virginia is a slow down team.
Yep.
They played earlier, and it went triple overtime at Virginia Tech, and Virginia needed triple OT to beat them. When the game ended, it was only 55-55. So I think that's in the number 2.
Wow, that's huge. That's amazing.
They only scored 110.
And it's at what?
Over here. I'm taking the over.
What you're taking the over 146?
143.5 is what I got. Why, you got 146?
And a half.
Yeah, it's 146.5 here. And it's
all right.
At Virginia Tech's laying 11.5 here. I'll be right back.
Well, you know what? If that's the case, I'm taking Virginia. I'd take Virginia Tech. Let me see, because Drizzy puts these games in this morning. So let's see if that has changed. Can I get to
I'm just looking on ESPN and all on. So you're thinking it's going to go over based on what happened a few weeks ago?
No, based on what both teams score the basketball pretty good. I think we're getting I think this number should be like upper 140s. I think it's low because when they played the first time, it was 55-55.
Yeah, that's what I saw. I was like,
no, I think because it was 55-55, I think we're getting a better line.
A better line.
Yeah, I think this game should be in the upper 140s, based on the two teams' history. I mean,
sounds like it.
That's not based on the last game that they played against each other, though.
Correct. All right. So I got Virginia's last handful of games, 145. It was very low against Duke. Duke is one of the top 2 or 3 defenses in the country. Against NC State, it went to 151. Against Miami, it went to 169. Against Georgia Tech, it went to 162. Against Ohio State, it was 136, so it would have been under. They've had a lot of over games lately, and Virginia Tech does not play great defense. They score quite a bit. They score 78, and they give up 75. They've had a bunch of over games. I don't know. If you're telling me the line's 11.5, I'm taking Virginia Tech. So let's scrap the over, and I'm going to take Virginia Tech plus the 11.5. You guys got 11.5 on FanDuel or whatever?
Yeah.
Mine was just ESPN.
I'm taking 11.5 all day. Virginia Tech's been playing good, and Virginia, I think, peaked early. They're probably the
rivalry game. I can see it.
I like
rivalry game.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next game. And it's crazy. Hard Rock doesn't. I'm trying to go on Hard Rock. Hard Rock doesn't give me any of these games. Yeah, they'll probably put them up at midnight or something, but I don't have any of these games. Arkansas at Missouri. Missouri's one of those teams. They've been very, very good at home. Like you were talking earlier about Villanova. Very good at home. On the road, they've been lousy. Arkansas, I've heard some very smart people say they think Arkansas is a really, really talented team.
I was going to say Arkansas is the team that we didn't get to it before. I like them to make a run. The guards in Arkansas are no joke, and they can score. And Calipari had them playing great at the tournament last year. I could just see them. They are a team that could get hot and make some serious noise.
Yeah, I don't disagree. They got blown out by Florida, but I mean, who hasn't? But other than that, they've been playing pretty good ball. They're second in the SEC. They're going to probably be one of those 4 seeds, 4 or 5 seeds most likely. Missouri's one of those teams just at home. Beat Tennessee. Beat Vanderbilt at home. They have some very good wins at home. I'm going back through here. I mean, they beat Auburn at home. They beat Florida. They beat Florida at home. Yes. They're a totally different team at home, which is why this line is so low. I don't know. I'm staying away. If anything, I lean under. 162.5 seems like a lot. You guys got anything?
The line here is a half a point. Missouri.
It's Arkansas by a half?
Yeah, it's Missouri plus a half.
Yeah. What's your total?
I like Missouri. I think the Missouri wins this game because it's at home. I mean, they're 15-2 at home. That's pretty good.
They're good.
Arkansas's 4-5 on the road. I like Missouri here. If I had to bet it, I would say I think they win and they cover.
And what do you got for a total, Jay?
160.5. So 2 points less on both.
Yeah. See, I was leaning under. No official play for me. That's one that you just shop around. If you can get a great number, then you take the great number.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, now I got it. Okay, now I got these lines. Yeah, it's 11.5 for Virginia Tech. So that's an official play. Now let me see. Give me 1 second. What do I got here? I want to see what I got on Hard Rock. Hard Rock, I got Missouri as a 1.5 favorite. So this game is
favorite.
Completely. And now it's 158.5. So no official play for me. But Godfather, they heard you and they changed the line real quick.
Quickly changed it.
Next game, probably UConn, I'm thinking, right? Let's see. Yeah, UConn Marquette. Ooh, man, you guys know I don't love UConn dropping big numbers. 9.5, 143.5. Marquette is pretty terrible.
But they have played much better down the past 10 games than they did in the first 10 games of the year. And Shaka Smart, I have a lot of respect for that guy. He's a good coach. He might have made some mistakes in the offseason, not bringing in any transfers because he doesn't believe in transfers. Yet he had Tyler Kolek, which was a transfer, which is very interesting. But I think that they're going to play tough at home. You can't get given these big numbers is not exciting, but I'm like I wouldn't bet it because I'm just a UConn fan. I wouldn't bet it. Or else I'd bet UConn to cover every game. It would like you'd lose all my money.
Yeah, I got no play in this game. This is a scary game. Could be looking ahead a little bit to the Big East tournament. I could see a semi-lackluster performance. I could easily see it by 6 or 7.
I'll throw something out there. The UConn does have the 1 seed to play for the national tournament. But if St. John's were to win tonight, which they really could, obviously, I think that the UConn is a lame duck too. So they could come out with a lot less excitement. They would win it. They could win the game and win a share of the Big East. But if St. John's were to lose tonight, they could win the Big East outright. I think that I would wait. If I was going to bet this game, I'd certainly wait to see what happens in the St. John's game tonight.
That makes sense. That's a great point. Could be a little deflated if they see St. John's win big. Could kind of, maybe just a little bit. You got to remember these are still college kids. As much as we want to act like they're pros and they're paid, they still are young men and could get emotional. So I agree with you. That's a good point. No official play from Dustino. Let's see what we got for the next game. Arizona State at Iowa State. The aforementioned Iowa State, who we all think's a bust, but they're kind of one of those bully teams, the kinds of bullies teams on the when they're at home and beats bad teams. At home against Arizona State. Have you guys seen either of these teams play? I've seen Iowa State a little. Have not seen much of Arizona State. You guys got any thoughts on this ball game?
Arizona State's been playing a little bit better recent. I saw that they won a game, I think against Kansas, if I'm not mistaken, earlier in the week at home. Iowa State is a very tough place to play. Very difficult. And those guys are fighting for a seeding too. Like they're fighting to get the 2 seed, probably, maybe 2 or 3 seed. I don't think they can win the 1 seed get a 1 seed anymore. What's this line? This line's got to be
I've got this
big.
up to
15.
I've got 15.5 now.
Yeah, same.
And 149.5.
Arizona
I got
State
no play here.
playing to get into what's that silly tournament out in Vegas called? Playing to their lives to get into that tournament.
Yeah, Arizona State, you're right, has played better when the coach, Hurley called them out, and they played a little better. They're still 16-14. I mean, they're coming off a big win against Kansas. They beat Kansas by 10. They beat Utah. They're totally different, though, on the road. On the road, they've got beat by TCU by a bunch, got beat by Colorado by a bunch. I don't know. I would take
Could be a big letdown.
But I don't like it. This game's fishy.
Yeah, it could be a big letdown there.
Yep, I agree. All right, next game.
We're 2-8 on the road. Ugh.
Kansas State at Kansas. Kansas coming off a loss. Kansas State is terrible. The rare firing of the coach mid-season. You don't see that happen very often, but they did let their coach go. They played a little better, but I took Kansas State when they were home against Kansas, and they were getting 5.5, 6, and they got their doors blown in. I'm not touching this game. If Kansas wasn't coming in off a loss, maybe. I don't think Kansas is amazing. I think they're a good team. They're like a Sweet 16. I got no play. If anything, I lean under 154.5. They've been a big under team. They actually don't score a ton, and they play very good defense. You guys got any thoughts?
That's going to be interesting. I want to see how Kansas comes out. They've lost 2 games in a row where they lost both games that they played in Arizona. I'm curious to see how they play. That's a lot of points, though. 16.5 in a rivalry game. A lot of points. I know it's Fog Allen, but
and Kansas just does not score the ball. Their offensive rating, Kansas's offensive rating is not good. Their Ken Palm rating is 20th. They're like, let's see, defensively, they're rated as the number 1 defense in the country. They're very good defensively, not so good offensively. I like the under. I think they've been an under team all year. I like the under.
I can see that for sure.
Yep, and 21-9, but still projected to be like a 3 seed at the moment. I think I could easily see Kansas getting knocked off. And you think that freshman kid gives a crap? He's just waiting to get to the pros.
Yeah,
could care less.
He's counting the minutes.
Guy could care less. All right, next game. What do we got?
Louisville.
They've been a Jekyll and Hyde. This should be a very good game. I've watched Miami a little. I've watched a little bit of Louisville. Personally, I think Miami's a better team. Louisville does shoot a ton of 3-pointers. So if they get hot from the outside, obviously they can do it. Miami, the couple times I've seen Miami, they've looked very good. I thought Miami's very good. I've been very up in the air, but I've gotten Louisville wrong all year. Every time.
What a strange line. Louisville giving points.
It is a strange line.
And they're awful on the road, 3-7. And they have to win the game to cover. Wow. Mm-hmm. Is somebody at Miami injured that I'm not aware of? Jeez.
No. I just looked it up. Nothing that I could see. This screams Miami to me. But again, it's scary because it's so
Louisville star Mikael Brown is out versus Miami tomorrow.
I like Miami.
Something's going on. Something's not right.
I'm taking Miami.
And it's only a half point. I mean, not that it's that much difference, but Louisville, it's only a half point here. So, yeah.
I've got 1.5 here on Hard Rock.
What a wild line this is. I can't figure this one out. It doesn't make their star is out, and they're still favored to win.
Miami's the most improved team in the country is what I'm seeing as well. They're really good. Let's see what Ken Palm has them rated. They've got Louisville at 16th in the country. They've got Miami down at 28th in the country. I don't know, man. I like
under.
I like Miami. I'm taking
Miami.
All right, next game.
Sweep it.
I think I like the under.
Vanderbilt at Tennessee. This should be a good one. Very big rivalry game here. Both teams located in Tennessee. I think Tennessee's a better team, but at 4.5 points better seems like a lot to me. Nothing is sticking out to me. The under kind of sticks out to me a little bit. I know Tennessee's very good. I saw somewhere they're very good defensively. They're 13th in the Ken Palm ratings. As far as defense, though, they're rated 58th in the country, so that's not amazing. Not as good as I thought it was. I don't know. I like Tennessee, but it seems like too many points in a rivalry to me. I think this game is going to be right down to the wire.
Well, you hate Vanderbilt, so I know I've listened to your show enough to know that you do not like Vanderbilt.
No. I mean, Tennessee only allows 68 a game. That's pretty good. Vanderbilt does score the basketball. They shoot a pretty good amount of threes. They're a good three-point shooting team. I don't know. I think Tennessee's too tough for them. I think Tennessee wins the game, but 3.5 scares me. I think this could go right to the – actually, I got 4.5, so the line scares me.
3.5, yeah.
Yeah, we got 3.5.
See, I got 4.5. Man, we should just, get together and just bet the middles, right? I mean, just put 100 each. You get 4.5, we get 3.5, we go for the middles. It'll happen. All right, next game.
Oh, this is a good one.
Florida and Kentucky. Wow. At Kentucky, they're going to be fired up. Kentucky needs this game. They're projected in the tournament, aren't they? I got to think.
Yeah, they're in the tournament. I'd love to see Kentucky win this game, shut some of these Florida people up. 6.5. Florida's given 6.5.
They're 26th in the Ken Palm. I don't know, man. I'm not stepping in front of the Florida train.
No.
I'm not stepping in front of that train. And I like Kentucky this year. I actually like Mark Pope. I like him as a coach. I hated Kentucky for a long time because I just can't stand Calipari. But I don't mind Mark Pope. But I'm getting, I have, am I 7.5 or 6.5? Let me see here. I have Florida 6.5.
Same.
I got to tell you, I still leave Florida. They're just destroying people.
Gator got them.
I don't know. I know you guys. I like the Gators too. They're playing nobody. They continue to play nobody.
Come on, what do you mean nobody? I mean,
they're not ranked. If people are going to say Villanova is not good, then why is Kentucky any good?
Come on, Arkansas is better than anybody Villanova's beaten, and they just beat them by 34.
Yeah,
that's
correct.
True.
Texas is decent. They beat Kentucky earlier at home by 9. They beat Alabama by 23.
Yeah, there's some good teams in there.
There's some good teams in the S. They beat Tennessee by 24. I mean, They are just romping. I mean, they lost to Duke by 1 early in the year, and they lost to us by 4. I mean,
I know that they lost. Where's their great win? Tell me what the marquee.
No, you're not wrong. There's no top 8 win, but that's because there's no teams in the SEC other than that up there.
If Vanderbilt's your marquee win, I think it's a very average schedule. I think Kentucky's going to cover in this game. I think they're going to play hard for Pope, and they played hard down in. I think they played a close game earlier in the year down in
they lost by 9.
Florida.
They lost by 9.
Nationally televised game. It'll be interesting. It'll be a good game to watch.
Yeah,
by high scoring.
I'm putting it on my. I'm taking Florida minus the 6.5.
You know, I wouldn't say Florida played an average schedule with UConn, Arizona, and Duke on that schedule.
They just didn't win those games.
They didn't win them, and they were early. Now we're 3-4 months later. Sometimes it takes a little while. And I'm not saying they're better or worse, but they're legit.
Well, we clearly have a Gator fan in the house because we got Gator got him says their great win is going to be this romping over Kentucky by 15. So there we go. We got to let people. That's okay. This is good. The Godfather's on the Wildcats. He thinks the old Kentucky Blue is going to get it done. Next game.
In front of 24,000 people or however many people go to these games.
That's true. All right, we got Purdue and Wisconsin. Let's get a line update because I'm seeing 8.5. I have Purdue 8.5. Wisconsin's one of those kind of bubbly teams. I think Lenardi, I see he's got them as one of their last ones in.
Yeah, that win at Michigan puts him in. That's just a huge win at Michigan.
Yeah, he doesn't. They're not the last four in. Auburn's one of the
13
last
and
four
6 in the Big Ten. I think they
they're
got to
in.
be in.
No, they're in. They're 100%
They're
in.
probably,
I just checked.
yeah.
I like Wisconsin. Purdue does not impress me at all. They've got some good guards, but I'm taking it, and the line is 8.5, so don't get fooled by that one, though. Under also sticks out to me a little bit.
Oh, I love those points.
You start getting late in the year, and the defense ramps up just a little extra tick. I'm really liking the under in this game.
And you like Wisconsin as well.
I like Wisconsin too.
I agree with you there.
Yeah,
you know the over/under is better than anybody. I wouldn't question you with any of that. But I agree with you. I like these.
Late season defense ramping up. I want to see what I have for an over/under. See if it matches. What time is this game? This is a 4 o'clock game. Let's see. Let me get to the 4 o'clock. All right. Let's see if that matches. I got 156.5, so it's gone down a little. I'm taking under 156.5 is my official play in this game.
Purdue is interesting. They've kind of underachieved. They were preseason number 1, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, they were.
Correct? Yeah.
Their big guys have let them down a little bit. They've got some good guards, that Braden Smith and a couple other guys. Yeah. The bigs just haven't been great for them.
Yeah,
and maybe they're a team that just needs to play some teams that they don't see very often. And it could just be whenever I catch them, they're playing Illinois or they're playing Michigan State or they're playing Michigan, and they're just a rung below those teams, in my opinion, from what I've seen. And that's why maybe when they get out of there and they go play a different conference, they're going to be okay. I don't see it. I think they're a Sweet 16 maxed out team, maybe Elite 8 if they get lucky. All right, next game. St. Louis, the masters of the Atlantic 10. Probably, they're getting in regardless. 7.5 against George Mason. Seems like a lot to me. I'll be honest, I haven't seen either of these teams play. I don't know if you've seen St. Louis at all. They're getting a lot of hype. They're obviously having a great season. I have not seen them at all.
I saw a little bit the other night. They can shoot threes and they can shoot free throws. And that's a recipe for success. Especially this time of year. So
Ken Palm rankings have them 30th in the country. They have George Mason. See if I can find it. George Mason. Oh God, where the heck are they?
St. Louis is number 1 in the country in 3-point shooting percentage as a team.
Hey, there you go, Double J. I love it. George Mason is 108th in the country. So, obviously that's a road game. 7.5 is tough to lay on the road. If gun to my head, I'm taking St. Louis, but I don't have enough. I can't give you a great pick on this game because I haven't seen either one. All right, next game. Oh, the big one.
Oh, the big one.
Wow.
17.5.
Just an absolute ridiculous number.
Tickets are as low as $1,536 to get.
Good Lord. That would still, as much as I hate Duke, that would still be a cool place to go see a game. And then what's it hold? What's it hold? 5,000?
I think it's a little more than that.
It's not much.
I'm going to look it up right now.
All right, look it up for us, Godfather. I can't lay that many points. Although I think Duke is probably the smart play. They got 9,300. Yeah. Okay. So still fairly small by this day and age, because they could be 20,000 and sell it out every night. They really could, but they keep that intimate setting. I love how the announcers are up in this little. They barely can see. They say it's a horrible game to announce that.
Can you believe that?
Think? What do you guys make of Duke? How for real are they? What chink in their armor? How many? I've seen a handful of Duke games. I like them. I don't think they're certainly not unbeatable. What do you guys think?
I'm having a tough time swallowing they're the best team in the country after losing all of those pros last year, like Flag and Knipple. I think every team is beatable. North Carolina did beat them. So that's why I'm surprised at the 17.5. I know one of their best players is out. I know that.
And Duke's just been steamrolling. It seems like a monster number.
So here you go. Since the Carolina loss, Duke at Pitt won by 16. Home against Clemson, 13. Home against Syracuse won by 37. Home against Neutral floor against Michigan, won by 5. At Notre Dame, won by 44. Home against Virginia, won by 26. At NC State, won by 29. They have been playing very pissed off since they lost to Carolina.
Mhm.
I think they might cover that number. I know you got to think.
I do too.
Way, Carolina. I'm probably staying away.
Mm.
And
But
they're
going into that first Carolina game, they won by 30, 21, 31, 14, and 18. It's not like they were blowing people out before that Carolina game too. They just had an off day.
Yeah, and they're 6th in the country defensively. Duke is really good defensively. I'm wondering if there's a way to get at this, like, team total wise, like taking North Carolina, not this. Let's see if I can get a team total. Yeah, I can. Carolina's team total is 64.5. I think that might be the way to attack the game. Gator got him, says take the points. I know it's hard in that big a rivalry. It's so hard to lay 17.5.
It's hard.
If I was attacking it, I would take under 64.5 Carolina. That's the way I would go. You guys got anything? No. All right.
Yeah.
No.
I think you're right though. I think gun to my head, Duke beats that number. Duke.
Yeah.
I do.
As much as it's hard to swallow that in a rivalry. All right, next game. I think we got Auburn and my Alabama 8.5. As much as I like and look at the total. Alabama scores. They're another one. Like it's like almost 90 a game. Auburn is on the proverbial bubble. Lenardi has Auburn as one of the last 4 teams in the tournament. Does that inspire them? It's a rivalry game. Getting 8.5.
That's crazy. That's a lot of respect for this SEC. They're 16-14. They've lost like 7 of their last 9 games, and they're on the bubble.
I'm telling you, they've got the SEC projected to get a bunch of teams.
Oh, then they got to win this game.
Yeah,
you have to win this one
because they've lost 7 of their last 9.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I
agree with you. I mean, they're ranked high. I think they're struggling. They're 40th in the country by the KenPom rankings. I like Alabama. I don't know if I can lay this amount of points, but I think I would do it. I think I will do it. I'm going to take Alabama and lay the points. Alabama's 11th in the country by the KenPom rankings. I'm just using these, just as a rank. I don't know, man. I like Alabama. I think Alabama is going to beat Auburn. Sorry, I was wrong. Alabama is 18th in the KenPom. What do they have? I can't believe Auburn shouldn't get in. If Auburn loses this game and they get in over a team in a conference that did really good, like South Florida down here in Tampa, who's playing really good, has won the American regular season, and they get knocked out in the AAC tournament. I hate this like fact that they might get in at like 17-15 or something. I can't stand it. So I'm rooting Alabama. I'm taking Alabama in the points, laying the points. Thoughts?
I'm in.
All right, beautiful. Next game. Oh, that's a late one. That we might be getting down to the wire. Texas Tech, BYU is sputtering. They are really, really sputtering. But this is a huge spot for them. And as much as you guys know that I love Texas Tech, this is a great spot for BYU. Coming off 3 losses in a row. They lost to UCF at home, at West Virginia, at Cincinnati. They've been struggling, so they've lost 4 of their last 5. They're now 9th in the Big 12. Obviously, they're probably still going to get in the tournament with that great freshman. Texas Tech rolls in, losing their last game, but prior to that, playing really good. Beating Iowa State on the road without their big guy. They did lose at Arizona State. I think this is a great spot for BYU. What do you think, Jay?
You think so? I'm telling you that injury. Oh, I forget his name. That was a big hit. I mean, and that's
their
obviously
second
when
leading
the wheels
scorer.
fell off. I don't know.
Yeah.
I kind of like Texas Tech here. To be honest
Do
with
you really?
I do. Yeah.
Yeah, I could see. I kind of want to lean under. I mean, I'm just looking. It says 160.5, and I'm looking at Texas Tech's last handful of games: 155, 138, 148. They did have a 172, but that's Kansas State, who's awful. 139, 153. Colorado was 122. I mean, I think
the under looks pretty good right there. Yeah.
Let's see BYU 158, 150, 161, but that's UCF, who plays no defense, which is why I took the over tonight, UCF, which I should check on that game, by the way. Iowa State, I like the under. The more I'm like, look at this this under looks awesome. Yeah, this under looks amazing. And by the way, UCF is down 30-19 on the road against West Virginia. They are just playing themselves right out of the tournament. They might lose 3 in a row going into and they were there. I thought they were in. I said last week they go 2-1 and they weren't playing anybody great. And now they're about to go 0-3. They're absolutely killing themselves. Let me get the exact over-under for you. So that way we have it on the nose. That over-under, what's this game, 10:30? Let's go to the end of the thing here. That over-under is 159.5. There's an official play.
That's what I have. Yeah.
Yeah. I love the under. Under 159.5 Texas Tech game. All right, cool. I think that might be it. Oh, no, we got Arizona. Arizona, Colorado.
Yep.
Every time I see Colorado, they're getting blown out by somebody.
Yeah, they're terrible. They're
terrible.
Load up on Arizona.
Yeah, I think you just lay the points. Let me see. I just want to see if there's anything intriguing real quick about Colorado. I don't think there is. 17-13, beat Utah, got blown up by Houston by 40. Let's see. Did they play Arizona already? They have not played Arizona. But anytime they played somebody good. Now, home, lost by 9, lost by 6 to Kansas, beat TCU, beat Arizona State, beat Oklahoma State. So they're a little intriguing at home. I mean, if they're going to cover this number, it's got to be an under. This has got to be an under game. I'm staying away. But I'm with you. I lean Arizona.
Hammer Arizona.
All right, Jay, gun to your head. Who's winning the NCAA tournament? Give me your 2 teams.
I really like Arizona.
Yeah.
I really like Arizona. So from that's my head and my heart. I'm not going to say it's not going to be UConn. So let's go Arizona, UConn. Although I think Duke is going to be tough. So UConn, I hope, and then I would say I like Arizona a lot, and then Duke.
I think you might be on mute there, Godfather. You got the iPad up, but you might be on mute possibly. Yeah, we might have lost him. Now, the only thing with Duke is I think if somehow what's his name, Boozer gets into foul trouble, they're cooked.
They're cooked. Yeah,
that's the only thing that scares me. And I've seen him get in a little bit of foul trouble, and they survived it. I don't know. I think the ACC's down this year. I think the Big 12's pretty good. I think the Big 10's probably the best conference in America. Maybe the SEC. I don't know. They're all pretty good. It's too bad that the Big East, really is struggling really as far as just Villanova. I mean, if they lose to Xavier and they lose, bounce first round Big East tournament, they could be on the outside.
They shouldn't be in. Yeah, they shouldn't be in. If they do that, they shouldn't be in. I mean, I just feel like it's so top heavy this year. The top 6, I kind of like Illinois. I kind of like we were talking dark horses.
I kind
of like Illinois, but I feel like they're a little on the softer side.
Yes.
So if it's a physical game and they get beat up, I don't think they can play that game. So we're very reliant on the guards and the shooters on the outside. But I kind of like them out of the Big Ten. Michigan has shown some flaws. They've all shown some flaws. I mean, all these big teams have shown some flaws, but I still think it's so top heavy.
Yeah, they all can be beat. I mean, if I had to say, I think Duke, Michigan, Arizona, Florida, Illinois, Houston, UConn, Michigan State, I think are what I just give you. I think those are the 8 teams that I think can win, that are really the odds on. I think it's going to come from one of those 8 teams. I think Alabama's sneaky.
Yep. I think Arkansas is sneaky.
Arkansas could be. You like Arkansas off those guards?
Yeah.
I haven't seen a ton of Arkansas.
Yeah, I like
so
Arkansas.
I'll have to defer to you.
But they have moments where they look awful. I mean, they got blown out the other day. So that's hard to say.
Hey, that's what makes it great. That's what makes college basketball so much fun. The fact that it's one and done, and you just have one bad game, and you're out, right?
And I think you touched on it earlier. With conferences as big as they are now, and you don't see every team other than the Big East. You don't see teams twice, and they're so spread out, and there's so much travel, and there's so much turnover. It's so hard to gauge like who has that toughness to go 6 in a row. Before, back when 15 years ago, you knew who was tough. You knew who was going to be there at the end. Now it's like, who's going to get red hot and just stay hot? And
And I'll tell you, look for Miami of Ohio. If you can get something for them to get to the Elite Eight, or you can get something where it's like them to make the final, there's something about them. I think they're pretty good. Almost like remember Wichita State a while? Remember was it Van Vliet? Fred Van Vliet?
Fred Van Vliet.
When they kind of like, out of nowhere were kind of good. And they were great. They played that amazing game against Kentucky, I think. Yeah. Miami of Ohio. They haven't lost yet. Maybe they'll never lose.
But wasn't that one of the worst seedings ever in NCAA history?
They got the 8 seed.
They got the 8 seed with Kentucky, with undefeated Kentucky. Oh, what a joke. And
I still remember that game. That game was unreal. That was an amazing game. All right. Well, listen, Jay, thank you for coming on. The Godfather had a phone die on him, and he had his iPad die. Who knows? But great insight there. Look forward to a great week. It's going to be incredible. March Madness, it's the best time of the year. That's all right. Problems with the Wi-Fi, problems with the phone. Great show. Absolutely. Thank you for coming on. Now, if you're on Pop Sports Network, like, subscribe. I think there's another show coming up right after us. I apologize. I don't know the exact name of the show, but I think there's another show. Log in. We got all kinds of fun stuff on the Pop Sports Network. And the big thing is we want you viewers, we're not so huge at the moment, that we want you guys to be a part of the show and get in the chat. We had a few guys in here, which is amazing. A lot of people, I know this Friday night time slot is probably not the greatest for most people, but you can go in and watch Saturday morning, go in and watch Sunday morning, hopefully Saturday morning, because we talked about so many games on Saturday. USA is up 2-1, by the way, in the World Baseball. Judge hit a 2-run homer, and they're up 2-1, and they got the bases loaded. No, they got out of the jam. It was bases loaded, 1 out. They got out of it. So they're up 2-1 as far as that goes. Arnold Palmer, Bay Hill Invitational. Daniel Berger has a huge lead. If you're looking for somebody to make a run, the nice thing I would say is that golf course is so difficult that you could easily throw up a 3 over par round and kind of come back to the field. So I could easily see somebody coming. So if you want to take a Morikawa or a Schauffele or somebody to make a run, go for it. Get some big money. Let's have a great weekend. Jay, thank you so much. Have a great weekend, man. Enjoy the Big East basketball. Enjoy St. John Seton Hall tonight. Enjoy UConn tomorrow. All the action. And I think what we're going to do, I got to talk to the big guy. I got to talk to the Godfather, Fitzmagic, who's the Godfather of the Pop Sports Network. I want to have a Monday morning, Monday afternoon show after the bracket is released, because we come out on Fridays. The bracket's already going to be going, and I'm actually going to probably be at one of the regionals. Tampa is hosting first and second round games, so I'm probably going. It's Friday. Stay tuned. I'll let you all know. We might move our show and do a special one Monday night, Monday afternoon, Monday morning, so we can go over the bracket, because I want to do a bracket show with you and John, you and the Godfather, and maybe even we get Gator got him on here.
Gator got him.
Yeah, and we'll go through our picks, and we'll give you our Final Four, all that. So I'll talk to the big guy, Fitzmagic, Gene. He's the Godfather of the channel. We'll get with him. We'll get a Monday show after the brackets release next Sunday. Everybody enjoy. Stay safe. Drive safe. Drink carefully. Gamble carefully. Enjoy yourselves. Double J, thank you so much.
Thanks, brother.
We're out of here.